I gotta share some huge, massive news that came out of China. This has major repercussions for crypto, for Bitcoin altogether. So let's talk about this. Despite all the fuddishness that's been happening, we got one good thing, and it's been rumored, and CZ even tweeted out, this is massive, massive news. CCTV, China Central Television, just broadcasted crypto. It's a big deal. The Chinese-speaking communities are buzzing. Historically, coverages like these lead to bull runs. Not to saying past predicts the future and not financial advice, but basically, yes, that is financial advice. Go buy some Bitcoin, right? And it's true. Nothing gets broadcasted without the CCP saying, yes, go ahead and do so, right? So that's why I show this in my thumbnail. Basically, they have confirmed retail investors in Hong Kong are allowed to buy Bitcoin. Not just Bitcoin, but Ethereum and Polygon and Avalanche and Chainlink and a few others. This is a done deal. This is coming June 1st. Okay, again, same deadline as the debt ceiling. But this is absolutely massive. I think this is going to be absolutely massive. I mean, Hong Kong has a lot of citizens, right? But, you know, on top of this, supposedly, that mainland China institutions are also allowed to buy, right? So we're talking about billions to trillions sitting on the sidelines that could be entering in, okay? And imagine the next bull run when even more money flows in. It's going to be unlike we have ever seen before. Unlike anything we have ever seen before in terms of money flowing in to the space. What about some altcoins? Ava Labs, who is behind Avalanche, who happens to be one of the crypto that Hong Kong citizens can buy. Okay, so think about that. Well, they just launched a no-code Web3 launchpad. Interesting. AvaCluod, which allows businesses to launch whatever they want, right, without really needing to code. And that's the whole point. No code. So it's like a builder, so to speak, right? And what can you build? Well, you can build a validator, empower the network, right? You can build a blockchain. There's an automated blockchain builder. And then there's other things like data tools, and you get chain interoperability, which means that whatever you're building connects up and hooks up to Avalanche. And there's subnets too. They have a big partnership with Amazon too, okay? So let's not forget that connection. And also Amazon itself is looking to integrate with ChatGPT. And, you know, there's many projects that's trying to do so right now. So I'm sure Avalanche is trying to utilize this too. But the other project that's also integrating ChatGPT is Solana. I just covered that yesterday. Solana just built a plugin so that things on top of Solana can utilize ChatGPT, which is actually really smart if you ask me. And then I saw recently, those of you guys that use Photoshop, supposedly ChatGPT is also built into Photoshop or some kind of tool where you could speak to it and it'll just do whatever, which sounds really amazing if you ask me. So there's that too. But also what relates to Solana is Injective protocol, which is out of Cosmos, right? They have just launched IBC so that Solana developers can now interact and build within Injective and talk to Cosmos and others. That's fantastic. That's really big. Ripple was fighting the good fight. They say they have $1 billion in the war chest to make acquisitions today. They did invest in Bitstamp, right? And they will continue to make acquisitions. Basically, they're giving the middle finger to the SEC thinking, hey, you think we're out of money? We are not out of money. We will fight you tooth and nail forever until you lose. Okay? So basically, this is Brad, strutting around saying, look at us. We will win, and we have more than enough money to make acquisitions right now. So good for Ripple, good for XRP. But speaking of Gary and SEC, Mark Cuban has an interesting idea of how projects can get away from the SEC. Basically release all their tokens, right? And lock in the smart contract and dissolve the company. Then the SEC can't go after anyone because technically no one owns the tokens anymore and it's being released through smart contracts. Interesting idea. But there are some projects that's already kind of doing this, right? But everyone's trying to figure out how to circumvent the SEC and Gary, right? It's like even if you come up with these creative ideas, they'll probably go after you anyways if you get too big. But we need some clarity. Fifth Avenue, Phil just sent a big super chat. LimeWire is now live. They have a coin. Check it out. Well, before I get to DCA, since you asked so nicely. Well, is this right? Because this is not a explosive opening, if you ask me. Is this the right LimeWire? Yeah. Well, that doesn't look very exciting. Empowering artists through ownership. The new LimeWire is a place to take control of your content, connect with your biggest fans, and get paid for doing what you love. Well, this concept has been around for a while. So are you the founder or something? I mean, I've talked to, even with someone on Fillmore Pass had a version of this. So Polygon news. Polygon is huge in NFTs right now, absolutely huge in NFTs. And they say Reddit is the only big tech firm that really cracked the NFT code in terms of onboarding users, right? I don't know. I think Starbucks did too, but probably not in the same scale. There's a lot of brands that's releasing NFTs, but it's hard to get people to pay attention to NFTs, to be honest, right? Because people just don't understand it. They think it's just a picture, right? They don't really know that there's more to it, or there could be more to an NFT, right? But Reddit, the Reddit community is different than, say, Starbucks community or Coke's community. It's a little bit different, right? But Polygon says they cracked the code. But here's the thing. Reddit's avatars, NFTs, are on top of Polygon. There's a lot of stuff happening on top of Polygon that people don't know, right? And here's a guy, Zerk.eth, that he's like, hey, look at Ethereum. Ethereum's NFT sales are cooling off, picking up a little bit in May, but Polygon's market cap for NFT just keeps on going up. Total MT wallets, over 10 million. Market cap, over 66 million, and continues to grow, right? Polygon has a lot of stuff happening. Also, BNB Chain. BNB Chain, not a whole lot of people talk about it, but there's a lot of activities. There's a lot of meme coins on there. There's a lot of dApps that's on BNB, right? But they're about to upgrade in June. That'll just make them faster and more secure, which is good. So it's always good to hear about chains improving themselves in a positive way.